Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? Wednesday. I don't know why. I feel like it's Monday. I don't know why. I think it's just because I didn't get back from being out of town till Monday night, and then yesterday was just kind of off, and then today, yeah, it's just been like dragging, trying to put fall stuff up, but I gotta run to the store. I gotta run to Walmart real quick and then return something to UPS from that I got on Amazon. I bought these really cute, actually I think I have them. They're back here. I'll have to show you guys. They're super cute, but I bought these pillow covers and they're beige, and then they have like the orange pumpkins on them, and I really like them. And I got 18 by 18 because that's the pillows that I have at home to put in them. And I normally don't ever have problems when I get my stuff from Amazon, like my pillow covers for my pillows. And I got these, and I'm like, there is no way that these are 18 by 18. Like, it did not even fit. The pillow did not even fit in the cushion, and I know my pillows are 18 by 18. So I was like, oh, so I have to return them and get a bigger size. Then also I've got these really cute orange ones, which again, they're back here, but I'll try to show you guys before I get off. These really pretty orange ones that would go good with those, and it was, again, too small. So unless for some reason my pillows are bigger than 18 by 18, but I don't think they are. So yeah, I gotta return those. Gotta go pick up something for my son, my 17-year-old, and then run into Walmart real quick. Normally I'm like a homebody. I'm like home and I don't like to go out. Again, I don't know if just for new people that are popping on. So I live in Virginia. Just moved here a couple years ago from Southern California, and again, huge adjustment. It's been just so hard being in this state. And again, born, raised, so I was born and raised in Northern California, but I lived in Southern California since, let's see, my oldest son is 29. So I moved to Southern California, I'd been there about 28 years, because we moved there, I think I moved there right when he was about a year. So yeah, I'm a Southern California girl, and it's very different and hard coming from, Southern California to Virginia. And again, like I think how I was looking at how things were gonna be was different. So I've been to Texas a couple times and stuff, and so I was thinking that's how Virginia was gonna be, like that Southern hospitality and stuff like that. And yeah, first week we were here, we had a gun pulled on us because they didn't like the guy didn't like the size of our dogs. Yeah, and again, our dogs, I want to make it very clear, like, we obviously, you guys see that I post a lot about my dogs, and at that time we only had Athena and Medusa, and Athena's my big girl. She's about 220 pounds, and Medusa's about almost right there, about 200. She's probably like 190 right now, maybe like even 180. And obviously we didn't have Percy then. Percy's our baby boy. He just turned 1 in July. So, and he's, like I said, just turned 1 in July, and he's already about like 160. So he's a big boy. So in California, because the dogs, their breed is American Molossus. So in California, it was weird. A lot of people knew about the breed, and I think the reason being is, so our breeder, she was in California. She lived in California at the time, and they did documentaries on the dogs. So, she did a documentary, like people came all the way from like England. They were even on the news in Russia. So, because Athena's grandfather is American Molossus Sasquatch, a lot of people knew Sasquatch. And so we would have a lot of people come up to us and ask, and the minute they knew that was Athena's grandfather, they immediately wanted to take a picture with Athena and all of that. So anyways, in California, walking around with the girls, people were in awe over them. They wanted to see them, take pictures with them. Here, like literally one time we had taken the dogs to get their pictures taken with the Grinch at this pet store, and as we're walking, and we had literally people walking out of the stores like wondering about them. So yeah, the first week we were here, my obviously my spouse was here before I was, and he's like, oh, let's take him to Mount Trashmore. So we take him, which I guess is a park built on trash or something, I don't know. So we took him there, and it was July, and it was really hot. And so we forgot their water, so we immediately put them back up in my SUV, took them down to 7-Eleven that was just right down the street to get water for them. And as my husband went in to get the water, and he had backed up my SUV, the car next to us just kept staring, which I was kind of like, what is he staring at? Because my windows are very tinted, and you can't see that there's two big dogs back here. So when my husband was going to get in the car, the guy, I guess, had said something to my husband, and my husband walked over there. I rolled down the window to see what was being said, and he told my husband, this ain't no effing, dog park. And he pulled out his, pew-pew. And, or I'm sorry, let me take that back. He did not pull it out. It was in his shirt, and he lifted his shirt up and exposed it to my husband. I then told my husband, get in the car, let's go. We left. I think I looked at him and I was like, take me back to California. And it was funny because the same thing happens in California. And I was like, it does. But let me tell you the difference. In California, they're not showing you their pew-pew. They are going to take it out and just pew you. So I'm like, yeah. So it was really bad. Like I said, the first week we were here, it was really hard for me. And then the home we were renting in Chesapeake, Virginia was just horrible. Landlords had leaks. They didn't want to fix it. The people that lived behind us did not like our dogs. And, let me make it very clear, even though they are very large dogs, they are indoor dogs. They would go out to go to the bathroom or lay in the sun, and then they come back in. So when they bark, I immediately bring my dogs in. I don't know how you guys are, but to me, I don't want to hear my dogs bark. So I'm sure my neighbors don't want to hear them bark, But what would happen is they would bark because of cicadas. You don't hear cicadas in California. They'd bark if they, heard thunder. Well, we're in Southern California. The whole time I've lived in Southern California, it probably had maybe 10, thunder, lightning storms come through or whatever. But, so they weren't used to hearing that, and I remember even apologizing to my neighbors. Like, I'm so sorry if you hear them barking. I bring them right in. By any chance, if they bark and we're not bringing them in, I guarantee you it's because I'm probably not home. And my son, my teenagers, probably forgot about them. Here's my cell number. Call me if there's ever an issue. We went away for Labor Day weekend in 2023. My two older sons stayed home. And I had found out from our neighbor who had called us when we were coming back to let us know that, I guess, when my two older sons left with their older brother to go to the skate park, the neighbor behind us decided it would be funny to come bang on our window and tell our dogs to shut up because they were barking because the neighbors, I guess, were blaring music, but the dogs were in the home. And even my neighbor that lived 2 houses down was like, I couldn't hear them barking and we were outside. So yeah, they thought it would be a good idea, I guess, let's bang on the window of dogs that are bred specifically for close quarters protection, and the big ones over 200 pounds. But yeah, let's bang on the window. Let's upset them. So it was just a big thing, and obviously we don't live in that home anymore. We moved into military housing, but yeah, just a big old thing. So starting off being in Virginia was not wasn't a good I think that's what kicked it off. When you move into a state and you have all these things go wrong, you automatically think that's how it's going to be. And we hadn't lived in military housing in many years. We were very fortunate, and we had owned our own home in Southern California. So it was hard going back from owning your own home, a big home with a pool, to back into military housing. And it was very, yeah. So that's my little story time of right when we moved to Virginia. So, we're moving in December. Very excited. I'm very sad to leave my older son because I did love being next to him these past 3 years, or 2 years, sorry. So a really person, I hate when people do that. So that's gonna be really like the only downside to that. Oh my God. And that's the other thing. I'm sorry. Like, if you're from Virginia, please don't take this like the wrong way. But driving here is crazy. Like, it's crazy. Like, nobody can ever tell me that California people drive crazy, because no, not compared to this state. Like, I'm not used to the honking. So like here, right when we moved here, I couldn't understand why somebody behind me was honking. Like, what are they honking at? Like, I'm looking for an accident. And I guess they were honking because I had stopped, I guess, a little bit too long at the stop sign. And, you know, in California, we don't use our horn. We use our finger. If we're mad at you and we want you to go, we only use our horn. Like, if you're about ready to die and you want to get somebody's attention. Like, we don't use our horn to tell people to hurry up and go, or, you know, I'm mad at you, so I'm going to use my horn. We tend to, you know, use our finger. So yeah, that was a very big experience here, was that. So yeah, I am not used to how people drive in this state. Horrible drivers. So yeah, but other than that, just wanted to see how everybody's day was going. Let me show you guys those pillow covers real quick before I take them back. So I'm literally walking into the UPS store to take them back. So hang on. Let me show you guys. Sorry. Okay. So these are the pumpkin ones. Hope you guys can see them really good. Aren't those cute? So those are the pumpkin ones. And again, like, I'm gonna get them. I'm just reordering a bigger size. And then I have these in really good, but these are the orange ones. They're like a burnt orange. So like, I thought, you know, with this contrast, again, I am so sorry you guys can't see that. I thought with that contrast would be so pretty. So yeah, so I'm returning these to get a bigger size. So yeah, so that was my little story time of Virginia. Believe me, I have some other story times. And again, if you're from Virginia, please don't come at me. I don't mean this like in a very, like, I'm not saying that all people in Virginia are bad, because they're not. Like, believe it or not, I met the nicest lady at our local Walmart, the neighborhood Walmart. Super nice. My kids actually tease me that she's my only friend, but I don't care. She's super nice. Really respectful. So, and then I met, there's a lady that lives in housing. She, really nice lady. Her name's Ashley. She's actually on, I think, my Instagram. But really, really nice lady that helps me out when there was just some drama with another neighbor and parking and just, yeah, all of that. But really nice lady. And it's hard to find that. And then I will say this, there's also another lady in housing that I started off on the wrong foot because she wanted to, you know, she was believing a drama person that lived next to her about a situation with her and I, and I'd only talked to this lady once, and of course it went from that to trying to say I was harassing her, but thank God I had the video. And so anyways, that neighbor actually straight up emailed me and apologized for jumping to conclusions, you know, and I thought that was very awesome, because no offense, like, there's very, you know, nowadays you don't find people that will straight up say, I'm sorry, I was wrong, now I know what happened and I apologize. And I'm gonna tell you right now, all the years I've lived in military housing, which my spouse has been in the service for 25 years, we've been married coming up 22 years, so it's hard to find somebody, you know, that can actually say, you know, out of military or even, you know, within military housing, it's hard for somebody to admit their mistakes. So no offense, I thought that was really, really courageous of her, and I really appreciate that. So I will say that those, you know, would probably, to be honest, like taking things away from what I experienced in Virginia, that would probably something that started off really like a bad situation turned into something really good. And I will say that I'm taking that away on a really good experience with Virginia. Obviously they're not from Virginia, but still, you know, but other than that, like, you know, parts of Virginia that I've seen, like driving from here to like Indiana, you know, we've gone different ways, you know, through Ohio, through Kentucky, very beautiful. I think it's just the city that we live in, because we live in Norfolk, and I know I'm not saying that right. I always get teased on how I say it. But you're talking, I'm gonna tell you this, you're talking to a girl that is from Stockton, California, and being from Stockton is like, they always are within the top 5 or top 10 worst cities to live for crime. So again, like, it ain't about like, oh well, you know, maybe I'm trying to be bougie about stuff. I'm from Stockton. I know what it's like to live in a bad city, and this city totally beats out Stockton. Like every day there's a shooting. Like there's a shooting even though we live in military housing, it's not on the base, but there was a shooting right outside our freaking door like a month ago. So, you know, crazy. And it obviously was not military related or anything, but yeah, so that's my little experience so far with Virginia. As I think of things, maybe I'll share it with you guys, because almost every day it's an adventure. Like going into this Walmart here is just like, it's like an adventure just going to, you know, Walmart here, because you never know who you're gonna come across or what you're gonna see. So yeah, so just wanted to step on, show you guys my little pillow covers that I got to return, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.